Okay, so I'm going to show off the improvements that I've made to my base. There's quite a few that I've done. Oh, there's a deer. There's quite a few that I've done here that I've changed a bunch of this electronics in my base. I've added a shop, which you can see right there. It's on the road. And I've added a whole bunch of other things. This is my Valley of the Sun, though, so this is where I just kind of sit and look out over all the people who live here. Right now there's just that one base that I protect, and there's another one that's over there as well behind the trees. I need to go chop those trees down so I can see a bit better. But this is the Valley of the Sun. You can see on here, even my shop is called Valley of the Sun, and people who come here have referred to it as such when they come here. So one of the things that I changed is I turned my alarms so that they only include others, not authorized people on the building. So I'm the only authorized people, which means that if it sees me, it doesn't set off the alarm. But if it sees anyone else, then it would. But just to give you an idea here, so this is what the alarm is like, and you'll see that it's also beeping this pager, this radio frequency pager. I'll explain that in a second. I'll turn that off again. So, oh, someone's flying overhead right now in a helicopter. Hello. So the way that this works here is I have 3 sensors. And they're all motion detectors and require line of sight, any sort of motion. So this one right here covers the entire front area next to the rock, on top of the rock there, all the way to about there. There's another sensor right there that covers this whole side around here. You can see the Valley of the Sun signs. And then over here, there's another sensor on this side that covers this whole side on the wall here. So pretty much everything except for the roof is covered, but I actually like having the roof not alarmed. I don't know. Because in order to approach it from any angle, you have to set off the alarm, because even if you come from this angle right here, it will set off the alarm for this angle because you're into line of sight. So yeah, pretty much it's really hard to make a secretive approach on my base. And this alarm is always on. And one of the things that I added to it is it's now all wireless. So you can see here all of the sensors are hooked up to these radio frequency broadcasters, and then what happens is when any of these get a signal, it'll broadcast this frequency 6969 across the whole map. So anyone who's tuned in will know that my alarms are going off. So one of the things is I have a pager that tells me that. So even if I'm, say, all the way over here on the other side of the map, all of a sudden I'll hear beeping in my pocket, and that means that someone's at my base. And so that's actually happened. Even when I was just at my shop over across the street there, I heard the beeping going off, and then I ran back and someone was going through my horse trough looking for food, and I said, I can get you better food, that's fine. But that's the type of thing that it does. It beeps whenever someone is close to my house, so it can kind of let me know if there's a raid going on. It can let me know if someone's here, any kind of stuff like that. And so it beeps all 3 of these speakers and then 3 flashing lights. It's also a deterrent because people, when they're when I'm not here, the alarm will hopefully scare them off a little bit because it'll keep going until they walk away. Another thing that I added here, which is kind of cool, is on this side here. So this is an increment counter. I'm just gonna, so what this does right here, turn the light off. So I set this to count up by 1 every time someone goes into the alarm. And then I can reset it with this switch right here. So I reset, that goes back to 0. Now what that means is that I can reset this when I log off, and then when I log back on, I'll look at this counter, and that's how many people set off my alarms while I was gone, which it doesn't mean anything, but it's kind of cool to know how many people are coming into your house, or how many people are walking by my house when I'm not here, basically. So I can get an idea of how much foot traffic's coming through, how many people are coming by, and how many defenses I need. But yeah, all of that is done through this radio frequency broadcaster, and then it runs through this input from the radio frequency. As soon as this thing right here receives the 6969 from these broadcasting units, it will push the power in, and set off all of the alarms, all the local alarms. So that's all new stuff that I've added here. This increment counter is kind of cool, so I can see how many people set off my alarm. All of these alarms and everything are on all the time, even when I'm not here. So a couple other things that I've added. This is old, but I had a switch that powers lights in all my house. There's a trap up there. This pad right here just makes it a little faster, so it's a door controller. So I don't need to press anything on this side of the door, so when I'm running in, going through the base really quickly, it's kind of quick. I don't know what happened there. Over here I have a little lantern and some Christmas decorations up on this window. All of my windows are reinforced glass steel, or sorry, reinforced glass, so bulletproof glass. And even here I got, I don't know why I have that cover here. I should get rid of that. So yeah, here I can look out over the whole valley here. And then this lantern here is kind of cool. I've got a garage door here. I got 2 turrets up there with the light up there, another turret down here. So if anyone tries to break in here, they're going to be pretty screwed. I actually probably should put another turret in the back corner there, because I do keep this garage door closed, so anyone who breaks in through the windows might be able to get in. Down here, not much has changed. I'm not going to go through there. I just made all the foundations other than this one metal. But going out here, though, is where, so there's a couple changes that have happened. So right here, let's see what I have. So I have this right here, which is a snow machine. It's kind of weird, especially because I live in a cold area. Like this area actually, I'm gonna turn that off and take this. This area is actually so cold that I have to change at night. So at nighttime I have a locker at the front of my house here, and I go in here and I change into these clothes because my rad suit is not warm enough on its own to be at night and not take damage. So that's how cold my environment is. But even so, I got this snow machine for no reason, so it just makes it look like it's snowing and adds a bit more snow, even though you wouldn't be able to tell the difference. Yeah, like right here. You can see it covering the ground there. And so it's just kind of a cool effect. Up here I actually have a spooky speaker that's going all the time. So I'll just head up here to show you. So here's a spooky speaker that's going all the time. And this right here is a fog machine. So I basically got like a little haunted house going here. This is a strobe light, which is kind of cool. And then if people are up on the dome, they'll actually just see my shadow flashing, which is kind of cool. But I kind of got this like horror theme going here that I haven't really worked with yet, but I'm going to probably work on it a little bit. This prison slash helipad, because I got like, yeah, the dust, the smoke, the snow. And right now all I've just been using it for is a local prison and helipad to allow people, like these are other people's beds that I've let use and stay here. And just kind of spare storage over here, practicing with the electronics on the alarms and stuff. But yeah, that's kind of the idea. And I have a windmill up there, and then a giant lantern up here. All of these run off of, let's see if it's not going to work too well daytime. Oh, I gotta put, let's do this. See, it's a high-powered light that you can use. I can actually use it to see pretty far, not quite to that base, but almost to that base. I can see like over there all the people approaching from this angle, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I got a whole bunch of this stuff up here, which is kind of cool. And this little helipad. So then once I go down, oh yeah, I gotta turn. So these lights in here, that light switch will turn off the 2 blinking lights on top, and then that ceiling light inside. But I leave it on while I'm here to show the people I'm online. So next thing that I'm gonna go over and do is show you my store. I don't need to fly over there, but why not? It's a little faster. So that spooky speaker is always going on too, so in case people are like happen to go by, it's kind of just to scare people. So here's my store over here. I got a pretty cool setup that I've been working on. Just come in for a landing. Always take your fuel from a helicopter, because otherwise someone could just come by and steal your helicopter, and that just sucks. So this is what I got here. This is my store. I got a vending machine here. I'm selling all of this stuff right here. 2 chairs for people to chill on. I got lights to kind of light it all throughout the day and night. So up here we got a flash and strobing light. Those are always going. I got another one of these high beams up here if I wanted it. And then this ceiling light right here is just always on, which is kind of cool. So people who are walking by here, or they're riding by on their horses, they're going through and salvaging stuff, they can just hit my store. On the side here, so yeah, you can just look around the side here. It's pretty secure on all sides. On the side here, I obviously have to be careful to make sure that people can't break into my store. So I have stay clear of the door because there's turrets right on the outside and the inside here. If someone is behind me, they get shot. And then yeah, I got ceiling lights that are always on the inside here. There is a switch on the inside. I'll show you to turn them off. So I could turn off all the lights here if I wanted to. Those are just spare switches, but basically I got this going on all the time, which is kind of cool. This will be up for the next 8 days without touching it, and then from the inside I can fill up how much I have here. You can see I got a whole bunch of red cards, gunpowder, charcoal, all stuff that I'm selling. And a sleeping bag, so I can spawn in here if I wanted to. But yeah, so I got a fully operational store. Looks like its sun is going down right now. So yeah, I got the fully operational store. I got the prison / helipad, and I got my base, which is pretty solid. I'm going to go back over there for the sunset, so we can watch the sunset from my rooftop, because it's pretty beautiful. So again, it's a little unnecessary to fly back and forth here, but whatever. Oh, I left the door open. That's a big mistake. Not really. There's nothing that someone could steal. Alright. So that is my base. Come up here. Let's see. So all the solar panels will be off right now. I can sit here and look out over the sunset. As the sun goes down, you'll see that the lights from the vending machine get a little bit brighter. And the other cool thing is anyone who's using a flashlight in this Valley of the Sun here, and again I call it the Valley of the Sun because it receives sun all throughout the day. A lot of the other areas of the map get shaded because of mountains and stuff, but you can see, I was pointing at the screen, you can see that the sun rises over here, kind of goes up overhead, and then sets over there in the west. Goes from east to west. So you get sun throughout the entire day. So yeah, there's the sun going down, and as it goes down, actually I'll pop out of the seat here so you can see a bit better. As the sun goes down, those lights will start to get a little brighter and more prominent. So what that means is that anyone coming from any direction, and you can see the light in there too actually, anyone coming from any direction on that road will see a giant beacon that says, hey, we got a store here, and it's a pretty friendly one. So that's kind of cool, and that's my base. So I can sit here and watch over everything at night, and there's my store. And let me know if you have any comments or questions about the electricity, because the electricity took me a really long time to figure out. Again, it's always on, which takes a really long time to figure out, and just a lot of different components. So if you have questions for electricity, let me know.